Welcome back to the Overheard Podcast, recorded live in Banff. My name is Daniel Rudel. With me always is my co-host,
Matty Rage. Let's go.
Let's go. If it is your first time joining us, please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe. We check out the metrics every week. About 70% of people are just popping by for the first time and they don't subscribe. So if you're there, if that is you, please don't be shy. Don't be shy to give Landan a big follow as well. If you can tell the folks where to find you on Instagram there, Landan.
So you can find me on at Landan Semenok 09. And for the podcast, you can catch us on Apple and Spotify.
Nice.
Right.
Very cool.
On. So that is the Leo and Lando Show.
Yep.
If you don't know Landan, he's born and raised in Banff, 37-year-old Banffite, who called his hometown for 31 years after moving here in 1995. By day, he works at IGA. When it comes to sports, he's been right in the middle of the action for decades. Landan spent 22 years as a hockey referee and has been officiating basketball for the past 12. Since August 2025, he's also been co-hosting the Leo and Lando Show, a sports-focused podcast diving into stories, opinions, and perspectives from across the sports world, with occasional special guests joining the conversation. Once again, make sure you go give him a big ol' follow. Before we get too far into things, we got to give a big thanks to the Brew Pub for having us
No
here
doubt.
in the tap room.
Absolutely.
Very comfortable location.
Oh, heck yeah.
Let's go check in with our other sponsors. We'll be back in with you shortly. Actually, before we do, I just want to announce that we are starting a brand new ad campaign. The ad that you're about to witness is from our top supporter, Drink Shaft, and the non-alc shaft, pardon me. So if you want to see your business listed alongside Overheard Podcast and a multitude of our favorite businesses here in the Bow Valley, don't be shy to slide into those DMs and we'll send you some information. Let's check in with the sponsors.
We're back, baby.
We are back. Always got to say and mention that we love the Shaft Zero Proof. And this episode is actually brought to you by Shaft Zero Proof. Winter hits different, especially in the Bow Valley. You got cold air, frozen mornings, and that brief stillness before the day kicks off. Fuel your early starts with Drink Shaft, the non-alcoholic, all-natural espresso energy drink made for mountain days, and the longer ones maybe around the house or the office. You can find Drink Shaft in over 1,000 stores across Western Canada. Go grab one before you head out on your next adventure. Seasons change, but Drink Shaft always stays the same. Let's get right into it, Landan. Tell us a bit more about yourself and your co-host. How did you guys come together? Give us the low.
Give you guys the low?
The lowdown,
Sweet.
yeah.
I like it. I'll talk a little bit about myself. As you guys know, I've been here for 31 years. My sports background is I used to play minor hockey here.
Okay, cool.
That's where I first started. And then eventually I had to go play in Canmore because of numbers for kids.
Yep.
So I quit playing, I think, when I was about 15 years old. And because my dad was a referee in both, or actually in a whole bunch of different sports. He was a football referee. He was a volleyball referee, hockey referee, basketball referee. So I followed in his footsteps because I kind of wanted to do the money thing. So I did play basketball and volleyball at the Banff Community High School, graduated there. So
nice.
That's a little bit about myself. As you can guys, or hopefully everybody can
Avalanche
see,
fan,
I'm a big Avalanche fan.
Yeah, there we go.
I think I can tell from your social media too, for sure.
You guys could tell on my social media that I'm a big Avs fan. So, so that's a little bit about me. So, and then for how I met Leo, his mom and my dad actually were working in the same school, so she was actually
cool.
my home ec teacher.
Oh, really? Super
I know,
cool.
eh?
Small town
So,
Banff.
Yeah, no
so
doubt.
anyways, yeah. So he, so that's how I knew his mom, and well, actually, his dad worked in the school division too as a maintenance worker. So, so that's how our families knew each other. I actually refed with him, or not refed with him, refed his hockey games.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So. I probably threw him in the penalty box a few times here or there.
Oh, there you go.
So,
There you go.
A little bit of sitting down with the enemy, maybe.
absolutely, yeah. So that's how I got to know Leo. So that's how I knew Leo. Like back when we were younger, I mean, we weren't really close, or I mean, we at least knew who we were.
Yeah.
And then as we got older, he added me on Facebook, and we kept in touch. And I kept in touch with his mom, and his mom actually was the one who put the bug in our ears that we should actually co-host because we both like sports.
Nice.
And so she put that bug in the air. And so for Leo, he actually works for Rogers. So
cool.
he's on the radio in
Nice.
Calgary for 660 News.
Big shout out.
Yeah, big shout out. So he does the like weather, sports updates
cool.
Every hour. So and then he also is a producer. So
Amazing.
So when the Toronto Blue Jays were doing their big run,
Yeah.
he was behind the scenes running the radio show for Canada.
Oh, that's
Sick.
In
sick.
Calgary. So yeah, he's
That's
the
a
big
good guy
so-
to have on the team.
Absolutely. So that's why so I know you're going to ask me how our show, I'll save that story. But anyways, that's how I know Leo. And so, so that's how we know each other. And yeah.
Well, yeah,
we've
if you
been
want to
good
dive
friends.
right into it,
Sure.
like how did the show come to be? Like you said,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how
Leo's
the show,
mom.
how the show came to be is last spring. I'll be honest, I was having not a very good spring health wise,
okay.
and mentally. Like a lot of things were hitting me. I had to get a tooth crown fixed. My car was starting to have problems.
Oh, okay. Yeah, one of
and
those.
then.
when it rains, it pours, man.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then so I went to go to Kelowna for to go visit my brother and his girlfriend, and then I came back. And from coming back to a little bit after, I started getting ringing in my ears, and so I have tinnitus,
annoying.
unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
And hearing loss, and I
too.
don't know how that happened, but anyway, so it was not a very good. I didn't have a very good spring, and so Leo being following me on Facebook and Instagram, he was also not having he was having a little struggle too. So he reached out to me back last July, and I was actually sitting in the passenger seat, going to church with my parents, and he messaged me, and I almost dropped my phone when he asked me the question to be out to co-host the podcast. I'm like, why would he ask me? I mean, you guys just heard his resume. Why would he ask me? I don't have a background in. I mean, other than I know my sports, but I don't have a background in, podcasts or radio shows or anything like that, right? So when I saw it, I had to hold on to my phone for a while, and I was like, why is he asking me? So then I finally replied to him. I said, yeah, sure,
Yep.
I didn't think of anything of it, and so then we got each other's phone numbers, and we started chatting, and he wanted me to be a co-host. He said, obviously his mom put a bug in his ear.
Yeah.
But he just said, I can't think of anybody else who would want to be my co-host than you. And I'm like, I was
That's
very
awesome.
honored. So
That's great.
so that's how it got started. And then
Crazy.
we just started in August, and we've got 9 episodes out,
Yeah,
and
9
then we got
episodes.
10. Now we got 10, or we'll have 10. So
Nice.
yeah.
When's the
What's
10th dropping? Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
did I
when-
take that out?
Yeah,
when's the
sorry,
10th?
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when's the 10th?
well, hopefully in the next little bit here. He's with his work. He's very busy, so
Oh, fair enough.
sure.
Yeah, so we don't have to do as much editing as we used to because we're not screwing up as much as,
Yeah,
as we
yeah,
did,
fair
right?
enough.
So anyway, so that's how that all
Amazing.
came about. So
No doubt.
yeah,
Sick.
Right on.
What surprised you most, like just in the past 9 episodes, like since August? What's one thing that maybe caught you off guard or surprised you the most?
I think one thing that caught me off guard is that you don't have to be perfect,
Big
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I think
We
you
learned that
guys-
one the hard way. Yeah.
Did you guys? Yeah.
Like your screw ups when you're speaking they feel this big, but then when you play it back and you re-listen to it, it's minute, right?
Yeah, and you know what? You can stumble as much as you want. I mean, that's one thing I've learned. I mean, try not to stumble as much or repeat yourself.
Yeah.
But that's one thing that I've really caught my eye with. And then one thing that about podcasts too, and I never knew about this, is that it's not live. Well, I mean, it's live, but when you're recording it, but it's not like a live radio show where, right? So that's really what caught my eye and surprised me. And so
I think a lot of having people on a show like this is calming their nerves because people have this idea that it's like live. Like it is live. We record it in a live setting. We don't do any edits ourselves. So it's like the full conversation from end to end. But it's, I don't know. It doesn't seem as intrusive as you think, even though the microphone's in your face, the camera's in front of you.
Yeah.
But it's really just having a conversation.
It is, and having fun with it. Right?
100%.
I mean, him and I'll be honest with you. When we first started, we were a little nervous,
big time.
and I'm sure you guys were too,
episode,
right?
One through episode 1 through a couple there, where just trying to figure it out, and like, I don't know. You think it's gonna be easier than it is, I guess, sometimes. So just like, like now we're like, what are we on, 103 today?
I can't believe that. You guys have done 103 episodes? That's
103,
when you guys sent this out to me, I'm like, holy, you guys have been, I got a lot of catching up to do.
It'll happen. Like, it comes
happen,
quick.
It's our focus was consistency, and like I figured if we could get one out a week, that's just kind of a goal of ours that we have, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, over the years, and of course there's the election and the film fest that helped us do a bunch in a row. But it's also kind of fun seeing that you can do that as well, right? Like for future down the line, if we do change the format up, that we can stack a bunch of episodes and then release them after a while. I don't know, but I don't know if that'll ever be our style. I think our style is part of what makes us unique in that sense. But anyways, what tips would you give to someone? Say someone's out there listening, because we're very much every man, except for Matt. Matt's got this technical wealth of knowledge. But for myself, I'm just like a normal dude who wanted to start a podcast. So what would your advice be to the every man or woman or person out there that wants to start their own show?
Well, I think number one, making sure you have a microphone. And I joke about that because I actually did not have one to start with. I had to borrow one from a coworker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and a big shout out to him. I'm very thankful for him to allow me to use a microphone or his microphone. And so that's number one, is making sure that you have a good microphone, and then making sure that you have a good co-host partner, and then also having a topic.
For sure.
Yeah,
whatever your topic is. Yeah. Whether it be like, my show is sports. I mean, there's you guys do a whole bunch of different things, right? Or there's other people who just talk about, lifestyles or
like our past guests at Rocky Mountain Live. You see their poster back there. They're like music focused, right?
Or music, exactly.
Focused. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you have to make sure that you have a good topic, and then don't be afraid to share your opinion, and know that your opinion matters, and that it's your opinion, and they can judge it for whatever they want to judge it.
I think it's choose an opinion, people, especially on social media. It's how you put it out there. Like if you say write a Facebook status with your opinion on it, it's way different than podcasts. Like people listen to podcasts because they want to hear what you think. They don't want to hear, you can't offend this person. You can't just have these blanket statements. You have to choose. And I fully agree with you there. Yeah. Like no one wants to listen to a flip flopper or like, someone who's trying to appease someone, right? Like that's part of why we don't we never want to charge the guests to come on, because we want to talk about what we want to talk about.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And then the other thing that, like I said, topic, and then, just have fun with it.
100%.
Yeah.
And you get more comfortable the more you do it, just like anything, right?
Yeah. Like I said from this top, I was downright nervous the first episode, mainly because you don't know how you're going to interact with your co-host partner, and then as you get more comfortable, and I know Leo will agree with me that him and I are now, it's basically like we're talking on the phone.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's how good. That's how close we are, right?
Yeah.
So
I was curious. This maybe not even in the questions. I was curious. Just kind of came to me. Do you guys do something like this as far as curating the conversation beforehand, or are you guys just going at it?
No. So a lot of the episodes that you guys will hear is all pretty much me. I've come up with all the episodes pretty much.
Nice.
The guests that have come on my show I've handpicked. One guest was actually my brother Colton.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
Nice
actually
one.
dipping into that.
Yeah.
So it was a great little episode.
And then another episode was my best friend Kyle that I grew up with, graduated with, and so him and I had an amazing story about going to Toronto and doing the Hall of Fame. So
sick.
Yeah. So,
amazing.
So
always fun to share those moments with like friends and family too. I thought about doing some episodes. I went back home, but like our rig is a little bit strenuous. But yeah, getting like friends and family on, because you're also kind of memorializing a time in your life and your co-host or our guest's life, right? Like,
fair.
Yep.
This is a very unique time in Banff and right now.
Well, even like when we have return guests and stuff, like we've had maybe like 2-3 maybe return guests now.
It's so
and it's
fun
just
to look
like
back.
it's wild. Like even Shawayne last week, we're just like, holy shit, that was episode 26, dude. That was like 80 weeks ago. Like it's crazy.
What a blast!
So what's different with ours is compared to you two, we actually are doing it remotely. So,
exactly.
So he's in Calgary, I'm here in Banff, and so we use what the app it's called Zencaster.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
cool.
And right now we're actually having a lot of trouble. We're Matt, after the episode, I'd like to ask you if we could get a little help trying to figure out why we're having Spotify issues. So
no worries.
Yeah. So. So it's basically remotely. We're gonna try to do a one-on-one, sit down in a room and talk. So
if I can tell you one thing, Landon, is don't get discouraged, especially by technical issues. We had our own when we started.
I'm sure
the
you
show.
guys did. Yeah,
we had to get a whole new rig. Like the whole thing crashed. We had like countless headaches and technical issues when we started. So if my advice is just don't quit, man. Just keep,
we're not.
You'll find the perfect setup at some point. It took us a while.
I know his language, Leo's I'm talking about, is he's getting a little frustrated, and I don't blame him, because you want things to roll, right? And so we're having a little bit of technical issues, but hopefully we'll figure that out. I can
get testy when stuff's not working.
Me too. You have no idea.
All right. Let's move on to the officiating a little bit, because it's a pretty unique perspective.
Yeah, it is.
How has that changed the way you watch a game now? Are you like more diagnosticing the game? Like obviously you're watching every little bit. Can you still enjoy a game at home?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah. No, you know what?
Just yelling at the refs more than the players, or
I actually don't yell at them. I've
because you've been on the other side, right?
Yeah, very rarely I actually yell at them. I'll tell you a little real quick story, and then we'll get into your question. That there was only one time I really yelled at an official. He actually was our president of officiating in our for the Calgary area.
Okay.
And he was reffing my brother's game, and when he played for the Brooks Bandits.
Cool.
And so there was I can't remember what it was, but somebody just absolutely got smoked in the boards right in front of where my parents and I were sitting. Nothing was called at all. That was the only. So I was so mad at this guy because I knew who he is, and I could. And it wasn't my brother. It would be perfectly clear. It wasn't my brother who got hit. But I was so mad because they called so many on Brooks that day, and there was a chance for them to really nail the physicality a little bit, and they didn't even do it. And so I walked up the steps from where our seats and where the referees walk through. I was cursing at this guy. I was yelling at this guy. So that's the only time that I've ever yelled at an official, another fellow official. Otherwise, I talk to myself sometimes, or the people I'm sitting with, and I just say, I talk about a call or whatever, but I really don't, because I know what they're going through. So, but yeah, we kind of got off of the topic.
No, for sure. I mean, it's like watching a game, like armchair refs. We're all guilty of being armchair refs at one point or another, myself included. the question was, like, since you spent so many years officiating, like, how does that translate to watching a game for you? Like,
It doesn't. Honestly,
You
no.
still love it?
I still enjoy it.
Can you turn that ref mind off? And
I try to. I really do. I try to. But yeah, no, I still enjoy the game. I don't, like I said, I don't yell at officials. I watch the game. I probably actually yell at more players for their stupidity than
fair enough.
officials.
Yeah, fair enough.
what's the biggest misconception you think that fans have about referees when they're making calls in game?
Well, one thing, that's actually a really good question. And I honestly wish I actually said this a little bit more on my first episode, was that I think what a lot of people don't get is the fact that it's easy to make calls from the sidelines.
Yeah, for sure.
It really is. I mean, a perfect example is this past weekend I was reffing basketball and I was watching my dad and his partner reffing, and there was a couple really hard fouls that should have been called, and it wasn't. But it was so easy for me to see it from where I was sitting, compared to where they were, right? And so that's where a lot of people don't understand is that you got a big perspective and a big window of looking at what's going on, and when you're reffing, you have a split second decision, to make is it like for basketball, is it a foul, or in hockey, is it a penalty? And you have a split second to decide, and one way or the other, and that's where a lot of people don't get it. It's just so easy to call things from the sidelines.
Well, exactly.
I'm thinking from watching professional sports perspective as well, right?
Yeah.
You think the amount of calls that there is and the amount of calls that get overturned, like they're doing a halfway decent job, especially with the technology that they have nowadays. Like I'm an NFL guy, and since taking out the chain gang and implementing kind of the digital measurement system, it's night and day, and it takes way less time, and
it takes the pressure off of them too.
100%, right?
Yeah. Oh, quite a bit of it.
That human error in there. When it comes to making calls for yourself, how much of it is instinct and how much of it is like diagnostics real time?
I think a lot of it, I don't even think it's either one. A lot of it is just reaction, what you see.
Yeah.
I mean, we're taught as referees, because we have rule books, we're taught to call the rule books. And to react to situations that happen on the ice, the court, or the field. That's how we're taught. So you react to whatever happens out there. And if you see a foul or a penalty, call it. That's just how you have to. And sometimes, you know what, you see things, and a lot of it is accidental, and you still get screamed for it.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
We've all seen those videos on YouTube of the parents just going nuts.
It's insane, isn't it?
The refs, in a lot of the times, are paid. Not crazy. Like, it's not like they're made, you make some money, but you're not retiring off of a municipal referee's salary. So a lot of the time it's for the love of the game.
Yeah.
These people are there. Same with the coaches, right? The coaches don't get paid, especially in like minor hockey or minor kid sports. And the way some of these parents kind of abuse them, and especially the refs.
I've seen it.
Honestly, as someone that has zero skin in the game, it's kind of silly to think that a municipal level referee would be biased in any way, right? Have you ever faced those kinds of like allegations before?
Oh, lots.
Really?
Tons. Oh, yeah.
How do you deal with it?
Well, you know what? It honestly, sometimes you just have to realize that these people have no idea what they're talking about half the time. Really? I mean, I'm being perfectly honest. They really they don't know the rule books. They don't know the situations, and a lot of it that I think happens is they always think that either little Johnny or little Sally is a perfect angel, and that they would never do that. Well, they just did.
Just a little bit of bias.
Well, they just did. Right? So now, so every action has consequences, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what a lot of people don't understand is, well, their kids are perfect angels. Well, obviously they're not, because they just did that. I mean, and honestly, at the heat of the moment stuff, that it just happens that you're going for the puck or the ball or whatever you're going for, and all of a sudden something happens, and you don't mean to do it, and they did it. But
wild stuff.
Do you think it's made you a little more patient being a referee, like as far as that or criticism goes? Or maybe the opposite.
Probably the opposite. Yeah. I mean, you know what? You can be patient. You can be patient with people, and you know, and there is actually I've dealt with a lot of people where they actually understand what actually happened. They don't like it maybe, but they're like, you know what? I know you have a job to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, you had to do what you had to do, and so. I mean, I've had so many parents, especially in hockey, come into the dressing room and just say, what's going on? Are you suspending them? Well, refs don't suspend people. There's other people who we write out a report, and the
league will take care of it.
The league will take care of it.
Association will take care of it.
Yeah, exactly. We don't suspend them. We just write up the situation, and then we send it off, and they make that decision.
Somebody else makes that for you. That's all right.
Exactly.
Takes a little bit of heat off you.
It does. Because I mean, honestly, sometimes I was talking about a lot of referees and my dad, and I'd be like, what would it be like if we actually had that power that we could actually suspend people?
There'd be some dressing room fights, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
I think there'd be more altercations in the parking lot, maybe.
Yeah. Amongst ourselves, actually, probably. Yeah.
Do you think? Maybe being a ref for so long, it's kind of helped you develop a bit of a thicker skin when it comes to people being mad at you or forgiving yourself when you make, maybe the wrong call. Has that happened to you before? Where you're like, oh man, I really got that one,
Yeah, I'll example like this weekend, like I made a couple bad calls in basketball and it happens, and I just or there's a couple that I should have missed and I didn't call it. I'm like, oh, why didn't I do that? But as far as the thick skin goes, I think being a referee has really taught me skills for everyday life, how to handle people.
100%.
Yeah.
Being like a mediator in your own life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think people don't understand, and this is something I just thought of as you were talking here. You know how players, right? NBA all the way down to minor hockey, NHL, all this stuff. Your favorite player will have a good game, will have a bad game.
Yep.
You're not going to win them all.
Well, a referee could also have a good game or a bad game, right? It's also a performance-based role.
Yep.
As much as you're not playing in the sport, you're participating it to a pretty high level of engagement.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And if you're having, everyone has a bad game, right?
Yeah.
So I think
but
I never thought of that in a ref sense.
I'll tell you guys. I'll tell you guys this: that there's times that I was just on absolute fire when it came to calling stuff.
Yeah.
I was on it, and I was like, my hand was up, or I made the right call or whatever, and I was in the right positions. And there was some days I was just dogging it. Like it's just I didn't I wasn't feeling good, or just I wasn't there mentally, or the game was just slow and you're kind of getting a little sleepy. It was just like it happens. So
wild. Yeah. I mean, it just kind of came to me as we were talking.
Yeah, I mean, we see when you watch sports, there's some games these teams are just on absolute fire, and there's other days that they're just not there. They just don't have it. It happens. So
I hear that.
Yeah.
So right now in the sports world, what controversy do you think fans are maybe reacting to emotionally, or just not understanding the full scope of it? Like, what's the latest controversy?
I think the latest controversy, that people have been talking about was the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah.
That one really, when you guys sent out all the questions, that one really came up to me. Like, because I think a lot of people were complaining about, wow, the Americans, they don't want a Canadian team winning.
Well, for sure, I've said that.
I know. I've said that. And so my argument back would be, for the Toronto Blue Jays, they had the most viewing of the World Series that they've had in, I think it was 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And so the Americans were paying attention. So, I mean, if they won, I think it would, if the Blue Jays did eventually win, I think it would have been great for the sport.
Plus, it wouldn't, as I dived more into that opinion, it wouldn't, if they did win, it wouldn't really shift the powers of the major leagues anyway.
No, it wouldn't.
It wouldn't really change anything.
No. Well, and so when it comes to how and you know what, the Blue Jays, they had opportunities to win. They blew
sure.
They had so many guys on base, and they basically just kiboshed that.
Yeah.
So So they lost it not based on because the ball got stuck on the wall or a broken bat.
That was wild, dude. Right in the that one that got stuck right in the bottom crease between like the pads and the dirt. Like that was I was like, that's like a 1 in a billion chance.
You couldn't hit that. Like you couldn't hit that again if you tried 100,000 times, right? It's just a freak accident.
Yeah.
And then the other one that they were complaining about was how close. I think who was it? Ernie Clement? I think it was. Yeah. How he was this close to being safe. And they called him out. Mm-hmm. And everybody's like, "Oh, that was safe." Well, I mean, that could have gone either way.
Yeah. And you got to think too, like they have way better equipment to decipher the replays than they can show you on TV, right? Like in the head office, there's cameras out there that can zoom right in more so than what they're showing you, right? So they also have different angles that you don't have access to at home, which is one thing to think about for sure. So other conspiracies, Kay, what do you think about NFL being rigged?
I don't think it is.
You don't think it is?
What do you mean with like betting and stuff? Or
yeah,
I don't think it is.
I've seen crazy reels lately, and it's all about where the money is in Vegas, and there's like crazy examples of certain teams kicking a field goal when it's not necessary to cover the spread. There was a punt that happened from like the 30-yard line in that game instead of kicking the field goal, again to defend the spread. Anytime touchdown bets, there's like accounts now dedicated to checking during the regular season who was the highest bet anytime touchdowns, and it's like the top 5 or 6, like say it's Yamir Gibbs or whatever, they're not hitting with 80% accuracy. So the top 5 players that are bet, 80% of them will not hit if they're bet in the top 5.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe they're telling them, hey, don't give them the ball, or
I think what happens is I think coaches have so much pressure on them that I think no matter what the decision they make, either it goes really, really well or it doesn't. And I don't think it's rigged. I think people put too much emphasis on the betting part that they think it's rigged. Yeah. And then when it doesn't go their way, then they're like, "Oh, it's rigged.
Must be rigged.
It must be rigged." But I don't think it is. I think what happens is just that there's so much human element in the NFL that it either goes really well or it doesn't. That's just
I would agree there, even though I've brought up the idea. I thought about it too, suggesting it, and I love it as an idea. But honestly, the egos that are involved in the NFL and the amount of people that would have to keep that secret, I think is, for me, the first example of it not being rigged. Like if you ever met a professional football player, the egos on these guys would be crazy. To think that they're going to get like a script at the beginning of the season or to be told not to score or whatever, that's insane. Like,
well, you should look at if you guys ever get a chance to watch TSN and watch Luke Wilson.
Yeah.
He's as big egotistical as he possibly can be. But I mean, he has every right. He won a Super Bowl. So, sure. But one thing that just popped into my mind on the Blue Jays with the controversy thing. So the next one that I thought of was all the 7 Canadian teams. So everybody says that Gary Bettman doesn't want the Canadian teams winning. And I really have a hard time believing that, because without the Canadian teams, there is no NHL.
Plus, the teams that are winning are filled with Canadian players anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not like it has nothing to do with Canada.
And the thing is you have to look at it. So there's a 32-team league, and there's 7 Canadian teams.
Percentages.
There's only one Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as the NHL goes, I'm sure Gary Bettman would love to have the top 8 American teams that are, as far as fan base and popularity goes. I'm sure he'd love to have them all in the Stanley Cup final all the time. Yeah, but
it doesn't work that way.
But it doesn't work that way. They have the human element. They have to earn that. And so if it was rigged, then why don't they just hand the Stanley Cup to the Florida Panthers every year, right? Right. Instead of playing the game. So that's. Yeah, so when I hear that stuff, I kind of shake. I don't cringe, but I shake my head, because it's just like I think a lot of people put too much emotion
For sure.
Because and some of it too is you have a lot of it. Sometimes they put politics into it too because they're so mad at the Americans because of what's happening right now.
100%.
That I think that's a lot of where this is coming from. They're so mad at the Americans that anything that the Americans beat us at, we get mad at.
For sure.
So
yeah, it's very touchy right now with the
Yes.
situation across the board, even in our own province. But we're not going to go.
We're
there.
not going to go there.
We're not gonna, not
That's
yet.
another. That would be for a topic for a new day.
Yeah, because I don't know. Some people have even suggested that, say, referees could have a part in influence. I don't know if you saw this specifically, but there was a Detroit Lions game recently, I think, where they lost. Big play, third down or fourth down or something like that, and there's a guy on the sidelines in a green teal jacket that says NFL on it. He has a headset on.
Oh, okay.
And he does the false start motion, and then they line up for that play, and then Lions are false start, boom, boom. It affects the game in like a huge way towards where the Lions got.
Oh man, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
No.
So again, this clip is just a reel that I saw on Facebook. So it might have been where he does that after the play and they just chopped it and put it before, right?
Yeah.
So it could
Who
just be
knows,
like a clickbait thing. So from your officiating experience, where does the line between human error and systematic influence, like say that time you got really upset at that ref, do you think that ref was trying to systematically influence the game?
No, I
don't. Or do
don't.
you think it's just human error and we perceive it that way?
I think it was just human error. Yeah, there's so much human error even in professional sports, like because things just happen so fast. And the other thing too that I forgot to say is compared to minor hockey, like where I reffed, and you know, we were taught to call the rule book. Where in junior hockey and the pros, the leagues tell them what to call and
Kinda
how
let
to
it
game
slide a little
management
bit more.
and let
Yeah.
it slide. We don't want you to call too much. We don't want you to do this. We don't want you to do that. And so I don't think they pick and choose, but I think what happens is they have it in their back of their minds that we only want a max of 8 penalties.
They just want to keep the game rolling.
They
right?
want to keep the game rolling, and
For sure.
and so they only want 8 penalties. Or I'm just throwing a number out. I have no idea, but that's probably what's in the back of their mind. And we don't want to overcall this, or well, we did this to this person, so we better leave him alone. And
Like a tit for tat scenario, like hey, we gave them a penalty, we give them a you kind of see that play out.
Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of fans get mad at is because then they think, well, these refs are rigged. Well, I don't think they are because I think they're being taught what to call, when to call it, and I think that's where the frustration and the consistency is not there because of that reason.
What do you think that is though? Like, is it just for like, does it make for better TV? Or
I think it's
is
for
it
better.
like,
I think it is for better TV.
For sure. Well,
Yeah,
I feel like
entertainment.
even when I played minor hockey or football growing up, those championship games or those high stakes games, the refs tend to be a little bit more lenient because I think part of it is that they don't want to be an outcome in the influence of the game.
Yes,
fair enough.
Right? So there's a bit more of a tendency to let them play and kind of figure it out. So a little slash here might get, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
or, a little rough in here.
everything.
Like, you're not going to be as quick to fire that whistle off, especially on a penalty.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Like all the rules of, ice and all that stuff. Yeah. But again, like I find that even in the lower levels, like there's a part of it that's like, let them play.
Yeah.
Right?
I know when the Alberta Winter Games was here back, well, gosh, that's 11 years ago. I can't believe that. 12 years ago. That when I did the gold medal game here in Banff for hockey, our supervisor just said, you know what, guys, this is the championship game. This is probably going to be the biggest game that these 13-year-olds are probably ever going to play in their career. So just try to let them play. Try not to be an influence. And you know what? Actually, he was not an influence. He made the right calls at the right time, and he made the penalty calls when he needed to.
Yeah.
And as far as us as linesmen or linespersons, we any close icing we let go. We're just
For
like,
sure.
Yeah.
we're going to let
Just keep
these
it
guys,
rolling, yeah.
we're going to keep this game rolling. And it ended up being a very close game. It actually was a very high scoring game. It was 8-7.
Wow.
It was,
That's a fun game.
Yeah, that's a big game.
and think of the Banff rink. You guys been in that rink.
yeah.
Think
Oh,
of
yeah.
it full from one side to the other.
Electric.
It was in it, was, and then the boards were all, yeah. It was like that was by far, and so he basically the guy his name was Matt Dewald. He still actually refs in the AJHL.
Oh, cool.
I think he's even the WHL now too. I think, but anyways, he called a really good game, and we left that day, and we had our heads held high, and we just we had fun, and we were not the factor in
That's
that game.
awesome.
It was the players
No doubt.
decided it. So
No doubt.
yeah.
If you had unlimited resources to kind of grow your show the way you wanted it, what would it look like to you?
It would look a lot like Hockey Night in Canada.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, that's great.
Honestly, if
love
I
it.
had that resource, I think it would honestly look like Hockey Night in Canada.
Yeah, I guess if you had all the resources, you could afford as many different suits as you
I was
wanted.
gonna say,
pull
would you
it-
wear the suits like Don?
Yeah,
or
do
what?
Donnie, just different suit
Man,
every
I miss
episode.
those.
I know.
I miss those suits. But
yeah.
I know I know Elliot Friedman tries to do it, but
Tries to jazz it up a
tries
bit.
to jazz it up a little bit. But like if I had unlimited resources, it would look like. I know Leo would probably say the same thing. That I think it look a lot like Hockey Night in Canada.
I love it.
Yeah.
What's one conversation that you're excited to have in the future that maybe you haven't had yet on the show?
Well, I'd love to have a big athlete on my show.
There you go.
Think that would be. I know Leo would probably agree that some sort of athlete that I would love to have on my show and chat with. That would be that to answer your question, that would be something I'd love to have.
Who would be your pick if you could pick anyone, past, present, whatever?
There you go.
Oh
Anyone,
gosh,
alive or dead?
Yeah, there you go.
I would love to have a conversation because with me being born in Medicine Hat, I have a big Medicine Hat Tigers feel.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to have a chance to have a chat with Kelly Rudy. He'd be one.
Amazing.
Another guy I would love to really chat with because he used to be a referee, Ron McLean.
Oh yeah,
he'd be a good
Ronnie
chat,
would be
for
awesome.
sure.
I'd love to have
yeah.
a chat with him and get his one-on-one perspective. Because I mean, we hear it on Hockey Night in Canada a little bit here and there, but he's got to kind of walk that fine line as being the host. And
But he's always been the number two, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a crazy.
so he'd be one.
Yeah.
And then I'm any hockey player, I guess. I'm trying to think who I would really. Another player I would really love because with me being an Avalanche fan, I'd love to sit down with Joe Sakic.
Joe
He's
Sakic.
my favorite. He was my
Sakic.
favorite hockey player. So
Amazing.
Yeah.
Legend. So
I
what?
was thinking today, about this question myself, and it would have to be Brooks Koepka right now, because as we're talking about golf controversies,
he's back in it.
he's back in the
I just
PGA.
saw that yesterday. So yeah.
Yeah, great. Do you hear the stipulations? So they've made this rule
Yeah.
to get the big four back. So what is it? Ram, Koepka, DeChambeau, and who's the last one?
I forget who the fourth one was. There was four.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I did. I
So
saw that. I
it's-
saw that, and
it's
I was
crazy.
like, they're actually letting them back after. But you know what? I'm kind of glad they are because I think they're starting to realize that live golf thing was not as good as it.
It's all owned by the same company now, anyways.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I was hoping for more cross play, and
too.
really
I was
using
hoping that
that
too.
storyline
Yeah.
that they
Oh,
had
yeah.
against each other. Like they could have I forget who I was talking to. I was talking to someone about this yesterday. Actually, I went to the golf simulator yesterday.
Oh, cool.
And it's like they almost could have brought in like a Vince McMahon WWE style storyboard where the live guys versus the prestigious PGA.
Yeah.
The live guys are your heels, and then you do these matches that are latent with soap opera storylines. I feel like they missed a huge opportunity there.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
Just to popularize it, you could have freaking old ladies following the storylines behind these handsome golfers,
exactly.
right?
God.
Yeah.
Anyways, enough about that.
What's next? What can fans expect from the show here in the future?
Well, we do. There's going to be one guy that we're going to get on. He's a current junior hockey player. Probably a lot of your listeners will know who he is. Kiefer Miller.
Sick.
Oh yeah.
So he's playing for the salmon arm silverbacks in the BCHL right now.
Amazing.
This is his last year, so I can't remember what school that he's going to be going into next year, but it's going to be very similar to this episode that I had my brother Colton on, talking about junior hockey. So it'll be very interesting to see, because my brother Colton played hockey 15 years ago, or 10, 15 years ago, or 10, 12 years ago.
For the Eagles, right?
For the Eagles and the Brooks Bandits. How much has junior hockey changed? So we'll get Kiefer Miller on, and then there is going to be somebody else. I don't want to say his name because I need to talk to Leo first.
Fair.
So there's going to be another guest that we're going to have on probably within the next month here, and we're going to talk a little bit more about refereeing. I ref with the guys, so I have to ask Leo if it's okay to bring this person on. So yeah,
Sweet.
so that's what. And then it's going to be it's just basically going to be like rolling with the punches. Whatever news comes out, we'll talk about it and go from there. So yeah.
Amazing. So make sure you go give him a follow. That is the Leo and Lando Show, Spotify. We'll see after the show if we can't help him out with a little debugging. You know what I mean? Thanks so much for chatting with us, Lando.
Guys,
it's been
thanks
awesome,
for having me.
Well, we're not done yet.
No, we're not done.
Yet.
We've got
We have
more.
a few things to move on to. First of all, our new segment. We're back with the second installment of You Didn't Hear It From Us.
We got to get like a little. We got to get like a
cut screen.
A cut screen.
I think so.
We'll make one up here.
You didn't hear it from us. So skiing is our topic this week. Skiing, lots of big changes.
Yes.
A few low key things to know about as well.
I heard because it's moving locations, right?
Yes.
It's now down in front of the high school.
Yes.
And not right in front, or not right on Caribou and Banff there. So
for sure. So it's going to be way more room for spectators.
Right.
They're going to have way more bleachers. I'm assuming set up in the high school field.
I would assume, because once you get 3 or 4 people back, you're not going to see much, right?
I also read the addition of food trucks this year.
Oh,
cool.
Good. So they're
that
doing
was
it up.
part of it. Bunch of local venues are doing live screenings.
Oh, cool.
So I've been to the ski ring event myself before, and if you're not up there early, pressed up against the gate, it's very difficult to see. And of course, the bleachers fill up very fast. For the lifestyle of the Bow Valley local, it's just jam-packed. You're not really getting there early. So you can go to your favorite bar, and there's a handful of them, like too many to list. But they're going to be playing it live with sound, so you can hang out in your favorite bar, drink your favorite beers or non-alcoholic beverages, or drink Shaft, non-alcoholic, my favorite. Stay warm and catch it all from there. One thing that kind of comes to my mind is the lack of snow, right? It's pretty warm today. It's like 5 degrees yesterday.
It's going to be warm all week.
Well, they'll truck it in.
That's it. But also, so this is the start of the Winter Start Festival, I believe it is, which goes into February.
Yeah.
Snow Days?
Snow Days Festival. That's it. So there's also supposed to be ice carving or snow carving, which we've seen in years past.
Last year, didn't they just do it wasn't it at Lake Louise last year?
No, like Lake Louise put those on last year. That was the big, remember that big controversy? They had the fenced in.
Fenced
in. We've been going there for years.
I remember that.
So anyways, hopefully they have good weather. We know they truck snow in from everywhere. They will make it work. It's going to be a crazy party regardless. I wanted to highlight a little tips from the locals. So if you're not from Banff and you want to enjoy it like someone from Banff, of course, arrive early if you want to do the main viewing area. It fills up super fast. Dress for the weather.
Yeah, it's not it's supposed to be warmish. But
and sunny, wear your sunglasses.
Bring the sunnies, dress warm.
You might need some sunscreen this weekend. If you are a Banff resident, walk or take public transit. You're going to want to leave your car parked this weekend, because if you move it, I guarantee you that spot won't be back by the time you get back.
No doubt.
It's going to be a crazy weekend. It is one of the busier weekends in the whole winter in town, is the ski-ring one. Mm-hmm. So make sure you're prepped for it. Residents from Lake Louise and Canmore, take the Rome bus, man. It's so much easier. $6. You'll pay less than you would in parking. And you can kind of enjoy. You can indulge in some bevies if you want.
While you're down here, also just make sure you're expecting very large crowds. It's going to be back to summer numbers. It's going to be packed. So especially Saturday, it's a free event, right? So it's going to be hefty downtown with the volume of out-of-towners and locals, and it's...
For sure.
Yeah.
So part of why they moved it this year is to give spectators more space. Like, I don't know, the year that I went, when it was on the kind of earlier blocks of Banff Ave, it was kind of crazy as far as crowds and getting into stores and stuff. So I'm sure it would have been a nightmare. A little note that I did want to mention, that if you are a Banff local and you have some furry friends or some pets that you want to bring with you, pets are not permitted on the Banff High School field during the event. So I'm sorry to the cute little puss, but it's for everyone's safety, the participants, the dogs, or cats. If you want to walk your cat to the event, that's all good on you. Yeah, I don't know. It should be an insane weekend. I don't know where we're going to get the snow. Hopefully it stays and everyone has a great time. It's going to be a huge party regardless. So make sure you go check it out.
Hell yeah.
All right, now time for the craziest part of my week. I had a pretty wild week. I posted about this earlier in the week. If you haven't checked it out, we're going to play it right now. Matt, if you want to cut to it, and we'll be back to you in just a few seconds. Welcome back to the Overheard Podcast, recorded live in Banff. My name is Daniel Rudel. Just needed to hop on and share this with you guys. I just had the craziest afternoon. I just fell victim to a phone scam. Maybe I'm a boomer. Maybe I'm just getting old. This dude on the phone had me hook, line, and sinker. Crazy thing enough, the dude gave me my accounts back. I'm shocked. I'm freaking out right now. Anyways, we'll have more for you this week. Tune in, because I got to tell you guys this story. It is absolutely crazy. If a bank ever calls you, hang up. Hang up right away. If a bank calls you, do not give them anything. I just did. And let me tell you, this scammer with a heart of gold took me for a ride. Tune in this week. I'll tell you more about it. See you next Tuesday.
No idea.
Alrighty, baby. We're back.
We are back. Okay, so if you follow us on Instagram or social media, you would have seen this post go up earlier this week. So we're back for the full story. This day, honestly, okay, so I'll give a little preface. First of all, I wasn't sure whether I was going to share the story or not, for the simple fact that it makes me look really dumb, because I straight up got tricked. So I kind of had this moment where I'm like, I can keep this to myself and kind of share it with my friends and family and either help them. But even the scammer told me on the phone to like tell people this so that I can potentially help them. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this a step further and put it on the show.
This guy sounds like the craziest scammer I've ever.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
We'll get right into it. Okay. I'm fasting. So I do intermittent fasting, for those that don't know. And near the end of your fast, you start to kind of feel a little bit weird. You're a little lightheaded until you eat and kind of regulate your blood sugars, all these things. So I'm at the tail end of my fast, and I had a big meeting that day. And I wanted to do my meeting fasted because I sometimes feel like I'm a little bit sharper, like my ideas are rolling a little bit quicker. I get this phone call, random phone call, and the number will be up on the screen later from the scammer. I didn't blur it. So I get this phone call, and it's like a male, effeminate voice pretending to be an advisor from CIBC. Now, I had some fraudulent charges without giving too much information recently. So I was kind of expecting some type of follow-up. I had done everything on my online banking. So then I get this call, and it's just so convincing, right? Like, this is your representative. I'm going to be handling your case file, all this and that. Had even the last 4 digits of my card, right? So I'm very distracted. I'm kind of preparing for this meeting. Previous fraudulent charges. Instantly, I gain trust from this person over the phone, and they start fishing for information, right? And again, I was pretty, I don't know. I guess I trusted the fact that this person was calling from the bank. So the whole premise was there's incoming charges right now that have gone through. $830 from Binance or some other financial trading website. And I was like, oh, so I check my account and I don't see it. He's like, no, it's pending. So I'm like, oh, okay. So he's like, you're not going to be able to see it from your account.
Right.
From your online banking. It's too new, but we've had a flag on your account this whole time. So anything that comes up, we're going to call you. So I'm kind of freaking out now. I'm kind of on high alert thinking I got scammed. Or I've already got scammed and I'm trying to rectify it. right? So the biggest point of misdirection, he's like, there's new charges coming in. He's like, pull up your phone. I'm going to try and get you authorized to the monitoring, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
So he gets me to pull up my number pad and put all these different like #24, da, 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 and then hit the call button. But it does nothing because I'm already on the phone, right?
Oh, yeah, fair.
And then he's like, more charges coming in, more charges coming in. So as I'm like looking at my phone with the number pad up, the text bubble comes down and he's like, I'm going to send you a code, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to send you a code. Give me the numbers. So I'm in this frantic state thinking these charges are coming in, blah, blah, blah. I give him the numbers without reading the text message, which is very important, that comes later. As soon as I give the guy this code, his voice goes from like effeminate male customer service voice to like, nah, bro, you're getting scammed right now, bro. He's like, I have your account. I'm fully in.
No.
So yeah, I just wanted to like, it was a timing thing. Like I was focused on something else. He misdirected me into thinking that I was already scammed and he was helping me. So
That's
like
a smart angle.
pretty inceptioned.
Yeah.
As far as like my mental, like I was totally flipped upside down. And then as soon as I give him the password, he changes and he's like, bro, he's like, I got your accounts now. And he's like, try to get in, da da da. And he's like, go read the text message that you read me the code from. And it's a text message from CIBC saying, do not give this code to anyone over the phone. So he had,
Wow.
yeah. So he's in my accounts and I'm freaking out at this point because he's telling me I'm being scammed. And then he's like, you know what, man? He's like, I'm not going to take anything. So somehow he looks at my accounts and there's not much in there, right? Like,
yeah, fair.
you know, the holidays just passed, right?
Yeah.
I've been spending tons of money. He tells me that he's had a good day scamming and that he doesn't need the little amount that I have. He's like, I can hit you for this right now and like hit your overdraft and all this shit, but like you need it more than me.
That's what he said to you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's fucking awesome.
it was pretty crazy. He tells me like, yeah, like this amount is not his time. And at this point, he's like fully flipped characters. He's in like this bro, I want to say, I don't know, sounding maybe like an Arab dude or something. Like I don't want to paint stereotypes, but it definitely wasn't a Caucasian man. Like I could tell by the kind of accent that he was using.
Yeah, okay.
And he's like, tell me I'm good at this. He's like, tell me I'm good at this.
He just wanted the
He's like,
validation,
yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Wow.
He's like, I fucking got you, dude. He's like, tell me my customer service voice is awesome. He's like, I got you. So at this point, I'm like shaking. That's when I like.
That's when I saw you, yeah.
Yeah, like 10 minutes later, I recorded that video. I'm like shaking, like thinking about it, honestly. So I started asking the guy questions. I'm like, where did you get this information? Like, how did you get me? Okay, before we get to this, the craziest part is after he's like got my accounts, tells me that basically I'm a broke boy and he doesn't want, like, I'm not worth his time. He coaches me how to get my accounts back. He's like, okay, he's like, I'm gonna send you, he's like, you're gonna get this code. He's like, put it back in. He goes, go to your accounts, change your accounts, lock them. He coached me on the phone how to go and lock my accounts. Like when I tell
like
you this
fucking
guy,
Robin
like,
Hood or what?
like I tell you, he flipped and he was like kind of cool. Like it was like, I don't know if I got like Stockholm syndrome or something, but like,
That is.
yeah.
Holy.
Like that's the craziest part
So-
is that he gave you all your accounts back.
Gave me my accounts back, like coached me how to change my accounts and then lock them. And he's like, go to the bank. He goes, tell all your friends, tell all your family. He goes, I target old people. He's like, if you would have had like 5 or 10 G's in your account, he goes, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I would have made you believe that I was your advisor and I would have hit you again and again and again until your accounts were empty.
Wow.
That's
He said, I
wild.
would have kept calling you every day until you're fucking toast. So he told me to never, ever give any information over the phone. If a bank is calling you or if a fucking Uber is calling you or if any of the services that you subscribe to, if Netflix, if Amazon is calling you, it's a scam.
Oh, big time.
They don't
Yeah.
call you.
No.
And like, I know this. Like, I'm not an idiot. Like, but maybe I am.
You
honestly.
were that day.
It happens.
That's it, man. Like, my ego was hit hard. Like, I needed to know more.
You look like you saw a ghost when I saw you at the bank.
It was crazy.
I ran into him at the bank, like literally right after it happened. He's like, "Dude, you would not believe this day." He's like, "I just got fucked." I was like,
And so what day did this happen?
This was Friday.
Last Friday?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
get this. I get off the phone with the scammer. My brain is flipped upside down. We'll bring up the text message that he sends later when I'm done. Sorry, not right
Welcome
yet.
back to the Overheard Podcast, recorded
So I
live in
get
Banff. My name is
off
Daniel
of the
Rudel.
call, then I go
Just
right
need
into
to hop
my
on
business
shares with you
meeting,
guys. I just
and
had
I'm
the
like, I
craziest
can't even think of it. It's
I just
just
fell
crazy
victim
on
to
my
a phone
mind.
scam.
And then I had to go straight to work to serve and close at my job. So like, normally at my job, I have to be pretty like on it and thinking
I
like
like how
3
you
steps
asked him
ahead.
if you do a phone call on the podcast. Do you just get him on the podcast?
Do you have it on the screen?
Yeah, it's up on screen
Okay,
right now. But
so this is the text message I got when I hung up with the scammer before I picked up
Just
my
sends you
business
a
call.
heart.
He sends me a heart. Like, I left this phone call being like, yo, thank you so much for not taking my money and for coaching me and giving me my stuff back. So then
he's trying to recruit you.
Yeah. Dude, at one point he was trying to recruit me. He's
Wow.
like, why are you so curious? Like, would you want to do this? He's like, he asked me if I had any ties to Italian Americans. And then I'm like,
What?
I'm asking him questions. So I asked him, first question I asked him was, how did you get my information and what information did you have? So he told me he had my name and my phone number, which is readily available online.
Yep.
He had the last 4 digits of my debit card, which was leaked. And he said he bought that information on the black market. So he paid, I guess, a small fee for a data leak with a whole bunch of numbers and things on it. So he calls me up. He has the last 4 digits of my account. With this story of him convincing me that he's my financial advisor, I gave him the rest of my debit card number because he goes, "Oh, the last numbers." Da, da, da. He's like, what? Like, in the line of questioning, as he has me confused, he goes, "What's the other numbers on your account?" So then, I give him that. Now he has my name, my phone number. Now he has all the numbers on my bank card.
Wow.
Then when I'm all confused and thinking I'm getting scammed again, he goes for the forget my password thing. And that's the code that I got that I gave him.
Oh, so he could reset your password. Okay, wild.
Exactly. So I gave him the access to reset my password. He instantly does. Boom, you're fucked. So
Wow.
It's
I
insane.
asked him another thing. I'm like, okay, so how did you get my information? Boom, he told me that. I asked him about the phone number that he's calling me from. I'm like, is this like a local number? Is this 647? I think the area code. Is that
Toronto.
what it says on it?
No, 437. I have no idea.
437. So I'm not sure where that is.
No,
So I'm like,
neither.
I'm like, where's this area code you're calling from? Like, do you scam locally? Do you scam internationally? And he's like, I scam all over the world. He goes, I just get random numbers and I'm just calling all day.
That's
he said it
wild.
was his full-time job. But yeah, he was like, he told me on the phone, he's like, you sound like a nice guy. That's why I'm not like, because, I'm a pretty like,
You are a nice guy.
I'm a pretty
You are a
generally
nice
nice
guy.
guy. Like when I'm dealing with people on the bank or on the phone, like
Yeah.
I'm generally pretty in a good mood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh my
So
God.
I guess a little lesson in that is be nice to people on the phone because like I even somehow like this scammer somehow even like thought I was a nice guy and let me pretty much get away with it. I even asked him like, do you do this to teach people lessons? And he's like, no, I make hella money.
He just does it to make.
He's like, I'm
Make
just in
money.
a good mood. Like you caught me on a good day. Like I had a good day. Like
so he's already scammed like a few people.
that's
that
what I
day.
mean.
Yeah.
So like, it left me with more questions than answers, which I feel like all good stories do.
Yeah.
And then that text message, I was like, I get the heart, and I was like, fuck, like I'm totally mind blown. Chris Angel mind freaked. And then I sent the prayer hands like, thank you for not scamming me. And then like an hour later, I'm like, this would be a hella good call. So I sent the message out like, would you do a call on the pod?
And
No, I'm just kidding. You didn't answer.
he probably doesn't even have that number anymore. Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's what he said. He's like, these are like online throwaway numbers
Yeah.
that we just use. So,
Wow.
We will not be having a call with the scammer. So I wish we could, but honestly, part of me like didn't want to give any more information.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Of course, part of me is super shameful and like thinking that I'm dumb. But the craziest thing is kind of the kicker to this story is that I had a bunch of, I had a paycheck and I had a bunch of dewbacks from work.
Oh, you were going to chuck in there?
That I just happened to forget the night before. I forgot them at work the night before.
Nice one.
Good.
That worked out.
A couple G's. And I was like, I was like, oh, do I go back and get them? And I decided not to. And then this happens the next morning. So some energy, some form of something, whether you call it religion, something I think out there has my back. Because as far as bad situations go,
that could have been way worse.
it could have been a million times worse.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, whatever, I look dumb. And yes, I did get whatever. I'll take the hit. I'm an idiot. I got scammed. He got me. You fucking got me. If you're listening, you are good at this. You are great at this. I could help other people, right? When he said, tell your friends and family, I'm like, I'm going to go one step further. And I can look a little bit dumb in telling this story, but I could help a lot of people.
Yeah,
so
no doubt.
I'm never answering the phone again. If you call me, don't call me. So basically,
just throw your phone away.
Yeah,
it's over.
Yeah. Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So first of all, I just want to say that don't feel bad,
dude.
I really wouldn't. My story. I'm not going to say the guys or the people, but one story that I have was these individuals cut a scammer bank, and so they made these people go all the way to saying that you have this, and this, and you have to go to a bank and get a money draft or whatever, and then you have to go to the post office
and send it to them.
And send it to them.
Yeah.
So these two people that I know, when they went to the bank draft, it was actually the bank that told them, well, we don't do these.
Yeah.
And we don't. And so these people actually said to this person who was on the phone that, oh yeah, we're on our way to the post office, but we're actually going to the police station. And so the whoever the constable was actually talking to this person, and this person was actually from San Francisco.
Yeah, man.
So,
yeah, crazy.
And then another friend of mine, he was actually getting blackmailed, and he gave a whole bunch of money to this person, thinking that he forgot to pay a bill or whatever.
Yeah.
And they got him on that, and boy, his wife was not impressed.
Oh, man.
I can see that.
So, and then the last one was another, person I know. This individual, his social media got hacked, and so his social media got hacked, and you know how you guys probably have seen when people get hacked, they get these weird money.
Oh, I'm in trouble. I need help type thing.
Or these money things or whatever.
Crypto
so that's
scam.
what happened to this person, and so his social medias got hacked. He lost them. On top of that, if he wanted to get those social medias back, and I don't know if this person had something on Instagram or Facebook that he didn't want anybody else to know about, but he used that as blackmail, or this person used that as blackmail, and basically said to this person, you have to pay this amount of money. And I bet you if this person gave that person that money, I bet you his accounts would have been wiped.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyways, that's my quick story. But anyways, Dan, I really wouldn't feel bad about it. I mean, both those times, all those individuals were having off days too.
Well, one thing that I forgot to mention too is when I asked him about the information that he had and how he got the other information, he told me social engineering. So by having me confused and by feeding me this story that I was getting scammed, he really coaxed this information out of me. The lady at the bank told me when I went that I would probably not have gotten my money back.
That's what I was going to say, because if you give everybody your passwords,
because I gave him the code, specifically the text message from the bank says, do not give this code to anyone over the phone. So that's really the one moment that the bank could have, the bank was trying to save me there with that message, as they do to everyone, but he had me so riled up to not even read the letters in that text message and just give him the numbers. So that, I think, is the biggest thing to highlight. And I would have been screwed if he did take something. So
no doubt.
If you're out there, scammer, listening, fuck, you're good, man. But yeah.
Well,
and again, like, I don't think I'm an idiot, so
not much you can do about that.
not much you can do, man.
Worked out for the
Just,
best. I guess.
hopefully, all y'all out there have your wits about you, and don't call me ever again.
Well, on that note,
that's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you so much, Landon, for coming and chatting with us, man.
Yeah, this was fun.
Part of why I wanted to do this is to show, like, anyone can start a show if you want to, right?
Yeah.
Like, Landon and having your show being new, I was like, man, I would have loved to go hop on another platform when we were starting out. And this kind of way we can kind of give back and help people out. So make sure you go give them a follow.
Yeah.
Support local podcasting, support local media. We got plenty more coming for the new year. If you want to advertise with us, you want to have your bright, shiny name up with us and our sponsors, don't be shy to drop into those DMs. Big special thank to our top supporter, Drink Shaft and the non-alc Shaft, which we love. Big thanks to the Brew Pub. Come check out the tap room and upstairs.
Yeah.
Today's the cheap whatever schnitzel day or something. Matt's favorite day.
Aussie chicken parm.
Yeah, chicken parm.
I'm going up for one after.
Are you? Nice.
I'm going up for one after.
Nice.
So yeah, come on, check them out, especially today of all days. Like every week,
See you next Tuesday.